It's Hitman, and today I'm going to show you guys my first ever HGA grading submission. I'm going to reveal the grades, and then I'm going to let you know if it's worth sending cards to HGA. All right, we are back. I sent 3 cards to HGA. HGA is a new grading company. I believe they stand for hybrid grading approach. They claim to use a hybrid grading system to where their cards are scanned by a machine. The scanner will then give the card a grade, and then the grades are looked over by a human, therefore the hybrid part of it. HGA does use subgrades just like BGS. The subgrades are corners, edges, surface, and centering, just like BGS. So a 9.5 is a PSA 10, whereas PSA, only does one overall grade. I'm gonna reveal the grades, and then I'm gonna show you guys the difference between the slabs, and then I will show you guys how to submit to HGA, and then at the end I'll give you my rundown of HGA and if I think it's worth it to submit to HGA and what I think of their company overall. All right, the first 3 cards, I said it's only 3 cards. I did the 10-day submission, so that came out to $55 a card, but then you have to pay for shipping and insurance. So it ended up being $200 for 3 cards, so just about $60-something a card. I sent them in mid-February because of the severe weather everywhere in the United States. They actually did not receive them until February 24th. I did receive an email that said, we have received your cards and they will be looked at. On March 10th is when I actually received them back at my doorstep. They did send me an email saying your order is on your way with the tracking number. So if you look at the calendar, that's exactly 10 business days. So from the day they received it back to my door, so they made good on their time frame. The first card I'm going to show you guys is a Joe Burrow. As you can see, it's a mosaic silver, and it got a 9.0. There is your look at the slab there. As you can see, it's different from PSA. You have the clear borders all the way around, whereas PSA is cloudy. It's a little thicker and a little taller. I'll go over the difference later. On HGA's website, you do have some options. When I did it, you had 2 options. You can match with the team color or the card color. I chose this one as the team color, as you can see. Now I believe there's actually 4 different options. We'll go over at that when I show you guys how to submit. But I do feel like HGA's grades are a lot tougher. So I feel like this would have been close to PSA 10. I didn't see anything wrong with it. It had really good surface, corners and edges. So I don't know. I feel like the grading company is tough. I feel like I've seen a lot of other HGA grades and they all seem to be very tough. So I guess that's a good thing. I'd rather have it be tough but accurate but consistent rather than be too easy and give all 10s. So there is the Joe Burrow. The next card, I may have flashed it a couple times. It's a Justin Herbert out of Mosaic as well. It's the Mosaic Silver, and I pulled a 9.5 gem mint on that. If you look at the subgrades, I got a 9.5 in corners, edges, and centering. I did get a 9.0 in surface, so it's not a true gem, as people would say it. I chose team colors on this one as well, since it is silver Mosaic. They did put the yellow here and the blue here. I don't know how they chose that. There wasn't an option to do it yourself. I think they probably just have a set, I'm thinking maybe primary team color and secondary team color here. The Bengals is all orange, but of course their secondary color would be black, so the label's black. So But yeah, I'm pretty happy about this grade. I felt all 3 of these cards that I sent had a really good chance at a 10. That is inside the sleeve. That's not. These are graded card sleeves. If you guys are interested in getting these, I recommend, if you guys have slabs, to put them in graded card sleeves. There's perfect fit ones for PSA, and then there's These ones will fit for BGS and HGA, as well as GMA and some others that are bigger. So I definitely recommend you guys get some graded card sleeves because it keeps the slab from getting scratches. Doesn't protect it from drops, but at least you know your slab won't get scratched up. So I'll put a link below if you guys want to pick up some graded card slabs. It is an Amazon affiliate link, so I will make a couple pennies when you guys buy it from that link, and it does help out the channel. So, all right, the last card here is another Justin Herbert, and as you can see, it is the pink prism, and that pulled a 9.0 as well. So a lot of nines and a few 9.5s on HGAs, what I've noticed from other reviews that I've watched as well. I mean, if you look at the centering on this one, it's pretty good. Maybe a 9.5, and yeah, they gave it 9.5 here. They said a 9.0 in edges and surface. So got two 9.5s and two 9.0s, which gave it an overall 9.0. You take a look at that. I mean, like I said, all these cards look pretty good. And this one I chose to match the card color, which was the pink prism, so that's why that's pink there, and then they still did the team color over here. So I wish there was more options to customize it yourself, but then again, if you give the user too much control, you'll have funky looking slabs. So at least this way it keeps it nice and uniform. But then that's the primary team color over here, whereas over here you have the secondary team color and the primary team color over here. So I don't know if I would have sent in another Herbert and chose team color. Would they have put the yellow and blue here? I think that's how they would have done it. But overall, I really like the look of the slabs. We're going to compare them with the other slabs right now. I really like the look of the slabs. As far as value, right now, only time will tell how they're going to hold value. I've seen values all over the place. I've seen Gem Mint 9.5s selling for almost as much as PSA 10s, but I've also, but also there's not many slabs on the market. All right, let's do a little slab comparison. I have a little B-roll for that. Here you see the slab up next to a GMA slab. As you can see, the GMA slab is almost the same size, I would say. Let's take a look at the height and thickness of it. Pretty similar. I think the HGA is a little bit taller. I actually like the HGA because it's clear and it makes the card look a lot nicer. Okay, up next we will compare it against a BGS slab. As you can see, the HGA is definitely a little taller. The BGS is also clear around the card, the clear border, so you could definitely see through that. BGS has a little bit of a thicker slab, more sharp edges, whereas the HGA has rounded edges and is a little taller but thinner. All right, and then last but not least, let's compare it against the PSA slab. The PSA slab is going to be a lot thinner. HGA just slightly taller and slightly thicker, and the PSA border is clear, and of course you have the classic red outlined PSA label. I do like the uniformity of all the PSA labels, so you know it's a PSA right away. But the HGA, I think they have something going here with some of the matching labels and color labels. It's really good for the eye. Really, some of them are really good to look at, and then some of them, I think the color's off and they haven't done a really good job in color match. So it's hit and miss, but I think for the most part they do a decent job. I'm gonna take you guys through the steps of how to submit to HGA. The website is hybridgrading.com. You would create an account. After you create an account, this is your menu. You can go ahead and click on the top left. It says create an order. Then it'll bring you to this screen, and this is the card. This is the screen that'll tell you when the weekly gradings are due. Right now, it resets every Friday at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. As you can see, it says no more card slots remaining this week. I believe at 9 p.m. Eastern, it opens up all the slots. It'll say 1,500, I believe, is the number. And this is new. They're currently limiting customers to 5 cards per order and 8 paid orders in the month in 30 days. So I have just did my order, so I have one paid order currently. But that's great because it lets more people get in rather than, you know, one dealer who has 1,000 cards and just submits it right away. So but what you want to do is you want to pick your card here, so that you see these are the different companies drop down menu. Obviously it's going to be Panini. We'll say 2020. We're going to type in the set name here. So it's going to be 2020 Prism Football. We'll type in Justin Herbert. Of course, there's no drop down menu and no matched, kind of like when you do it on PSA, it gives you matches or drop down menus. So there could be, so you got to make sure there's no mistakes on this step. And then the card number is the card in the set. So Justin Herbert in the Prism Football is card number 325. And then the variation, if it's just a regular base or if it's a silver, or we'll type in the pink prism like I had. Declared value is the amount it would be if it were graded. So, and that is also, this is important because it has to do with insurance. And of course, this is, sometimes it's hard to guess a value, but you just got to do your best and guess it. So I'm going to put $1,000. And then your label, this is where you get to choose your options. You can match the card, which is, I would assume, like the border, or if it's a pink prism card, then it'll match the pink. You can match the team color, or you can just choose a light neutral label or dark neutral label. So we'll say, let's match the card since it's a pink prism, and we'll say quantity 1, and then you could just hit this add symbol, boom, and then now you can do another card. So after you do all the cards, you can go ahead and here, we'll do this one as a light blue prism, and we'll match the team color on that one. And then we'll go ahead and save and quit here. So after you save and quit, your orders will come up here. You can update the order up until that day, so I can click back and go back in and update it if I need to add more cards or whatever. But you want to make sure it says 5 cards per order, so you cannot do more than 5. If you do more than 5, your order will probably be, you probably won't be able to put in your order. So just go ahead and do 5 cards or 2 cards or whatever you need. The time slots open up at 6 p.m. Eastern. If I remember correctly, there was a button here that says submit. That is when you click, choose your order you want to submit, or maybe it comes up here. I don't know exactly where it comes up, but it does happen at 9 p.m. I sit here and I refresh. I just go ahead and refresh the page, and you can keep refreshing right around 6 or 5:59. And as soon as you see the button to submit, that's when you want to hit submit. I believe it comes up right here, and it'll say 1,500 cards slots remaining. You want to make sure you do it quick, submit, and then that's it. Hopefully you get it in like I did. When you do submit, you want to have your credit card ready, because you can't pre-enter your credit card. You will have to be fast and enter your credit card. So that is the process, guys. Good luck with the grading. All right, now that you guys know how to submit to HGA, I'm going to give you my thoughts. With PSA's prices doubling for Express cards, increasing 50% for Super Express cards, and doubling as well for regular cards, and also even their value club now is $25 instead of $15. It doesn't make any sense anymore to send lower end cards to PSA. As long as they hold their value, I believe you should send cards to HGA. I would start with cards that you aren't planning on selling right away. Obviously, I'm collecting Justin Herbert and I'm collecting Joe Burrow also. These cards, if they were to get a 10 in PSA, that would mean the value would be very, very high. But since I'm not selling these or planning to flip them, I chose to send to HGA just to do a review for you guys and to have it in my collection. You know, at some point in the future, if HGA slabs become not valuable at all, I can definitely crack them and resend them. But as to keep them, you know, it's really nice eye candy. I mean, take a look at this Herbert. Take a look at this Herbert. And even this Burrow. I think the orange is off a little bit there. That's a little bit too bright of an orange, but overall, very good looking slab. Now, some of the things that HGA does right, they guarantee you certain time frames to get their card back, and so far they've been very, very on top of that. It comes back to you as promised. They're able to do that because they only accept 1,500 cards a week. If they continue to do 1,500 cards a week, I think that that's going to be tough because people aren't going to be able to get their cards in. So for them to get a bigger share of the market, I feel like they need to up that limit. But of course, upping that limit, they're going to have to up their staff, and then that may affect times getting cards back. So they're going to have to really grow to be able to up that limit. Bottom line, should I send my cards to HGA? The answer is, if you're planning to keep the card for your personal collection, I would highly recommend HGA. If you're looking for value, that's going to be a risk. I would still do PSA, but of course PSA, it doesn't make sense to do any lower value cards now. So even the lower value cards that you want to get slabbed, I might choose HGA for those as well. So I hope I answered all your questions about HGA, the new grading company. If you guys have any other questions, go ahead and comment below. Let me know what you guys think of the slabs. How do you guys think these slabs look? And do you think HGA will get a bigger share of the market? Will they be around to stay? I appreciate you guys watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll check you guys out next time.